Hi, it's Stephen here from Sound of an Ocean Wave, and this is day 28 of the October Daily Draw. So as we start a new week, let's see what message we get. And I'll be taking the first card from the Ghost Tarot, followed by an Oracle card from the Seasons of the Witch, Samhain Oracle. So let's use our first card and get the reading underway. Okay, here we go. And we have the Star card. We have the Star card, which is a very positive card. It's to focus on the positive, and perhaps also I call this the Restoration and Healing card. We may need to connect spiritually with the universal energy around us to receive some healing energy. That's what might be on offer at the moment. We need to pour out the waters of healing. We need to perhaps have emotional healing, physical healing in some respects, spiritual healing, mental healing, healing in general of our memories of what we've been through. This is positive energy that we're being poured out from this card to us. We need to perhaps fill our lives with this healing energy, to the point where once we've filled ourselves up with the healing energy, it will overflow and pour out into the situations around us, to the people around us that we come in contact with, that we can perhaps share some of that healing, restorational energy that we take hold of. But I think it's like everything. I think it starts from within us and wells up and overflows. So it's that receiving of that energy and drinking it in, and letting it pour into our spirits, into our souls, into our very beings, too much that it works and changes us and soothes out some of the wounds and the open wounds that may still remain from the past, from recent events, whatever, that need healing. And I get the gist. This is to do with memories and emotions connected to some kind of events or situations that have impacted us in that way. And we need to have some restoration of our health in that area. We need to wash away some of the dregs that come from those experiences, some of the harmful remains of that, to wash it clean, because maybe some of the residues of what was done or said or what happened remain in there and are continuing to fester in the wound, and it's hindering the healing process. With the first thing you do with a wound, even before you treat it, before you sew it up or put a plaster on or bandage it or whatever you do, if it's an open, you make sure it's clean. So you get to make sure it's not going to get infected. And if it's infected, you have to deal with the infection, because that will hinder the healing. It will only, you can do all that you need to do with a wound, but if you leave in contamination, no matter how small, even like gritty pieces of contamination, it can make it worse rather than better. You're not going to get the healing. So to me, this is like the cleansing out of those contaminating components that are going to hinder the healing process. You need to wash them out. You need to deal with them, flush them out of your system. And not that you will totally forget about them, but because you'll remember having the wound. You'll remember the stuff being in the wound, but once it's cleaned out of you and it's external to you, it's not a part of you anymore. It's some external part that you recognize and acknowledge of what it was, and you remember and learn from, and but it's no longer in you. It's no longer having an effect on you, and you're cleansed of that. So that's what. But that's and then that means then you can do all the other things you need to do to protect the wound while the process of healing takes place. And often it will be a process of healing. Anybody that's had a cut or something knows that it does repair itself. Okay, it does. It does heal, but it doesn't heal within seconds or minutes. It it may take a while to heal up, but it will heal up, and you'll see it gradually getting better and better. And that's what the process of the healing will be for us. And depending on how severe and the nature of the wound, sometimes when it's healed, you won't notice, you won't even see any sign of it being there. Others, it may leave a little remnant, a scar or something that is a reminder of where you were wounded, but also as a testimony to your healing. So, the key here is that the healing is there and available, but it can be a process. There are things that we need to do. We need to flush out, clean out all the contaminating energy and bits and memories and thoughts and all these things that we've had through these experiences that are still clinging to us. We need to cleanse them off, wash them off, and then let the healing process take hold. And if, part of the cleaning, as well as if there's a little bit of infection, some energetic antibiotics, not necessarily literal antibiotics, unless it is a physical actual thing, but that's more of you need medical care for that. But spiritual antibiotics, energetic equivalent of antibiotics to wash out any infection, to get rid of any infection, so that then the wound can heal without that being there. And that can take time. It's a process, but we will see the healing take place, and we need to patiently wait for that to happen. Okay, so let's see which oracle card we get to go with that. Pumpkin, which is, to me, is about protection. It's about fertility and protection. And, the pumpkins are used, particularly at Halloween time, that we're coming up to on Thursday. They're used, to ward off. You put the candles in, they put the faces in, and everything. You put them on display, and let the light shine out into the darkness. And it's to ward off the evil, to ward off those troublesome, meddlesome spirits you don't want involved. And so when you through the healing process, there needs to be some protection energy around you too. You need to be careful. You need to perhaps put some boundaries in place, and also to have some protective energy around you, because while you're going through that healing process. So take hold of the healing. Don't rush. It's a process. Don't rush it. And be protective of it. But, that's why sometimes while it's healing, we cover it up with a bandage or a plaster or something like that, a Band-Aid or whatever it is that we do to protect it, to keep it clean, to keep it from getting picked up while the healing process is going on. And that's what we do with our emotions, with our memories, etc., that may need healing at this time. And that is today's message. So, that's today's message. I'll be back tomorrow with day 29. Until then, thank you for listening. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you very soon. Okay, bye-bye.